Hello, today we're going to take a look at another BFP I have made. It stands for very big print. Quick review, this print was made on Anycubic Predator. I used pretty much the maximum volume the printer can do. As I printed this fabulous sculpture, I did a few mistakes and we're going to review them today to make sure that you do not have to repeat them. Let's go over good things first. This exceedingly large print was done only in 36 hours, which is amazing. I used about slightly over 200 meters of filament, which about 2/3 of a spool, maybe a little bit more, again, which is pretty impressive considering the size of the print. Detailization is pretty good. I have to use extensive supports on the bottom and underneath the arm, therefore cleanup is a bit of nightmare. The most interesting thing about this sculpture that there is no infill. I used my zero infill technique. I just scaled a model up and set infill to 0, so it's completely hollow. It's possible to do because after analyzing the shape, I just realized there are no horizontal flat surfaces from inside. So that allows us to save an insane amount of time and filament. It's make this model very light and quite fragile. I had to already do some repairs as I broke it during cleanup. Bad things, there are no flat surfaces underneath, so there's a lot of supports. After you clean it up, those bottom supports really looks like crap. I've been extremely risky with my support angle, which was like 72 degrees. I tried to clean it up, yet give assurance of printing. So as a result, there are a few kind of rough transitions, which again can be easily cleaned up. And however you look, this sculpture is really awesome. I'm really happy with how it come out. As you can see, everything is slanted, therefore a zero infill would work for you. A few rough places here and there, but again, I'm probably going to use this model to try my hand in using a filler primer, just to give it a nice clean surface to hide some of the imperfections I have made. So as I said, it's very light yet huge. So very good way to introduce yourself into large volume printing. It is not a male torso, let's get this out right away. It is a Centaurus. The only giveaway for you would be that part, which is like a small tail, actually transition probably into the horse body. Again, read up on this fragment if you're interested. A link to the model itself and to its history is as always below. And I tried my new GoPro camera to have a time lapse because it's 36 hours of printing. That's a lot. So mistakes, what I have done wrong. I used bottom and top as well as sides thickness of 1.2 millimeter. That is not enough. I would say if I would to print it again, I would use 1.6 at least, or maybe 1.8. What would it give you? Stronger walls, because those are quite flimsy and they trouble if you push hard, and they can split. I'm not sure if you see on camera, but there is a line when I have to use dichromacy to fix it, because removing this column of supports was a bit nightmare, and as I said, the model is quite soft. So another indication of a need for thicker shells is that the top is, yes, my printer had no problem covering it, but it could be better. So if you put it thicker, more layers will build up more support, so therefore finish will be way better. I do have some lines here, but I think those are artifacts caused by the very strange weather we had. So most of the model printed in air-conditioned space, but someday I had to turn on the heater instead, so that's not brilliant. So keeping the ambient temperature constant is a good way to keep your prints nicely. So what about supports? I think 72 is okay number. I did use 0.3mm thickness because otherwise it would take like 12 years to complete it. So, and I'm just way too impatient for that. But of course, nothing stops you from doing so. So here we are, a wonderful, excellent addition to my collection of 3D printed classical sculptures. I'm very pleased with it. I still probably going to do some experiments on this particular model, such as prime filler and maybe a little bit of sanding, smoothing, I don't know yet. We'll see. If I do something, it will be subject to another video. So thank you very much for your attention, and I will see you next time.